Hey, and welcome to the second podcast of the MuscleHack Show. Mark McManus. You know what? Cutting sucks. I don't like it. I don't know anyone that likes it. I don't know anyone that enjoys feeling hungry. And that's the problem with cutting basically. You have to feel somewhat hungry. You have to do everything that you had to do in your life before. You gotta do your training, but you have to do it now while feeling pretty hungry. So in this podcast, I'm going to make cutting not suck just as much because I'm going to give you 7 different ways to diet without feeling as hungry. You can't eliminate hunger, but you can certainly minimize it. The first thing is, and this should be obvious, you should know this. The first thing is to keep your diet high in protein. Protein is by far the most satiating, the most filling macronutrient. We have protein, carbs, and fat, and protein is by far the most filling. Not only that, but protein is going to help you preserve your muscle mass so you don't lose muscle. So many guys go on a cutting diet and they lose muscle. That is an absolute disaster and it doesn't need to happen. So what you need to do is keep a high protein diet so you feel full and you preserve your muscle. So how much protein do you need? Roughly you need about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 170 pounds, you're going to need to take 170 grams of protein every single day. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to keep your fiber content pretty high. Eat a diet that's high in fiber because fiber also helps you feel full. It's also satiating. But also you don't need to count the calories from fiber or the carbs. And the best way, the single best way to keep a high fiber diet is through high fiber vegetables, fibrous vegetables, because they add so much bulk to your stomach. So it helps you make you feel full, but you've literally at very few calories, very few carbs. So high fiber vegetables are going to include stuff like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, all those solid vegetables, those leafy greens, your lettuce, celery, cucumber, bell peppers, mushrooms. All of these things are high in fiber, low in calorie, low in carbs, but they add so much bulk to your stomach so you feel full. Also oatmeal. When I'm cutting, I make my oats with water instead of milk. So oats are also good. The second way of doing this, getting fiber into your diet, is with high fiber fruits. You don't need to avoid fruit just because you're on a cutting diet, you're on restricted carbs, restricted calories. But you need to make smarter fruit choices. So the lower carb, higher fiber fruits are going to be all the berries. Raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, blueberries. They're all good. Also, apples and pears are very good high fiber fruits. And to a certain degree oranges. You can have oranges sparingly, infrequently. So get your fiber in from high fiber vegetables, leafy greens, and from high fiber fruit. The third point is to get your water in. If water is important when you're bulking or trying to build muscle, it's so much more important when you're cutting. You need to get your water in. That's also going to prevent you from feeling hungry because a lot of people think they're hungry when they're basically thirsty. A good formula that I use is to take your body weight and multiply it by 0.6, and that'll give you your water intake in ounces. So for example, a guy, if you're 170 pounds again, multiply it by 0.6. That's going to give you your daily water intake in ounces. The next thing is going to be probably a little bit counterintuitive. You need to keep moving your body. So many people think that if they're on restricted calories that they should conserve their energy, perhaps maybe conserve their energy for their training. You should never do that. When you're lying on your bed or lying on your couch watching TV, that's when you start to feel hungry. You should live your life just as you did before. Go do things. Basically, the message is keep busy, keep moving your body. I'm not advising you to go out and do a whole bunch of cardio. I'm just saying keep busy and keep moving your body. It will actually prevent you from feeling hungry. Lying down, sitting, trying to conserve your energy is actually a disaster. for cutting, so keep busy and keep moving. The next point is dietary fat. A lot of guys make a huge mistake of going on a very low fat diet in order to cut calories. But it's a really bad idea because fat actually slows the process of gastric emptying. That's the process of the food in your stomach hitting your bloodstream. It's going to hit your bloodstream so much quicker if you're on a low fat diet, so you're going to get hungrier sooner between meals. And dietary fat slows that whole process down. So you're going to feel fuller for longer. So do not go on this very, very low fat diet. So if you're having your eggs, don't just have the egg whites. Make sure you eat the yolks as well. The next tip is to take advantage of 0-calorie foods. So I want to give you two ideas here, and one is shirataki noodles, or any 0-calorie noodles or pasta. They do exist. I believe in the US you call them shirataki. They're basically made from some sort of fiber. There's 0 calories. Over here, I don't think we have shirataki noodles, but if you go to Holland and Barrett, they have two brands. One is called Slim Noodles, and the other is called Zero Noodles. And there's also Slim Pasta and Slim Noodles, I believe. But if you go to Holland and Barrett and ask for the 0-calorie noodles and pasta, they do have them. So what you can do is have this pasta or noodles, have some chicken, throw some soy sauce on there, and the only calories that matter are from the chicken. There's no calories in the pasta or the noodles. Me personally, I don't like them. I think they stink. I don't like them at all. I did try them. To me, they taste like rubber and they smell like rubber. I would rather just have the chicken, but some people like them and they make them feel full, and they really are 0 calories, so take advantage of those. Also, sugar-free jello, sugar-free jelly as we call it. It's nice when you're cutting because it tastes good, it's a bit of flavour, and it's sweet, and it's 0 calories, so I do take that sometimes when I'm cutting. So you've got your shirataki noodles, your slim noodles, and sugar-free jello. Take advantage of things like that as well. And the 7th and final tip is to use appetite suppressants if you think you need them. I don't think most people are going to need to do this unless you want to get extremely cut, 7% body fat, maybe less. You probably don't need to do this, but if you want to, the only thing that I know that works and has been studied and proven to work is caffeine mixed with ephedrine. And the dosage is 200 milligrams of caffeine with 25 milligrams of ephedrine. It does work. It does blunt your appetite, and as a bonus, it gives you a bunch of energy. So it is very, very useful. I don't take this anymore. I do have some caffeine, but I don't take ephedrine. I haven't taken it in years. I used to, but I just don't need it anymore because I'm pretty lean all year round. But I used to take ephedrine and used to be able to get it on a website called sensorysupplements.com. It was a Canadian website. They don't do it anymore, and I don't know anywhere to get it. So don't ask me where to buy it. I don't know where you can get it. The only way that I know you can get it is in over-the-counter medications like Bronchiid, or there's one called Primatene or Primaten. These things contain ephedrine, and you can get it that way. Again, the dosage is 200 milligrams of caffeine with 25 milligrams of ephedrine. That's one dose, and you can take up to 3 doses every day. Do not take any more than that. And again, this isn't my recommendation. I don't think you need it, but if you really need to, you really want to, it will help. It's going to stop you from feeling hungry. It's going to give you a whole bunch of energy. And it's 200 milligrams of caffeine, 25 milligrams of ephedrine. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of everything here. Number 1, make sure your diet is high in protein, and that's going to be 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's going to make you feel full. It's going to help you preserve muscle. Number 2, make sure your diet is high in fiber. The best way is through high fiber vegetables and leafy greens. The second best way is through high fiber fruits. That's going to be all the berries, apples and pears. This high fiber food, the vegetables and the fruit, is going to provide bulk in your stomach for very few calories. Third tip is to get your water. That's 0.6 by your body weight is going to give you your water intake in fluid ounces. Point number 4 was to keep moving, keep busy. It's going to stop you from feeling hungry. It really, really does help. Number 5 is eat dietary fat. Do not go on a low fat diet. It's a disaster. Number 6, take advantage of 0 calorie foods. And I give examples of shirataki noodles and pasta and also sugar-free jello. There are other foods out there that are 0 calorie. I'm sure you can find them if you go search. And last is the use of appetite suppressants. If you think you need them, if you really, really need them, use appetite suppressants as a last resort. Don't just take them for the sake of taking them. If you don't need them, do not take them. Guys, if you're listening to me on iTunes or YouTube, anywhere that's not musclehack.com, please do subscribe. There's more stuff coming. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on iTunes. If you're on iTunes, please do leave a positive review. I would really appreciate it. All the show notes are on musclehack.com /podcast -002. That's musclehack.com /podcast -002. You can read everything that I've discussed here. Also, please, if you want to build muscle and you want to do it in the most efficient way possible, download THT training. That's targeted hypertrophy training from musclehack.com. You will not be disappointed. So keep listening, guys, and as always, train with intensity.